Welcome into episode 3 of the new second channel series, where today we are going to be rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts, a team that since Andrew Luck's retirement still has not found their franchise quarterback. So today we are going to see if we can save this Colts team that has been decent for quite a few years now, but can't really achieve more than that, mostly due to their quarterback situation. But I'm super excited to get into this. This is a team I don't get to rebuild much. I don't even know the last rebuild I did of the Colts. So super quick, I'm gonna make this like my shortest intro ever, I promise. We got to 700 likes on the first episode of the series. I just uploaded the second when I'm recording this. So if we can get to 800 likes, it'll let me know y'all wanna see another episode of the series. And we're obviously going division by division, so we're gonna do the Texans next, but let me know down in the comments which AFC conference I should do next. And whichever one has the most comments is the one I'll do. So leave your vote. Every vote counts, I guess. Let me know either East, North, or West, and I'll count them all up. And then very last thing, just be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because if you like Madden rebuilds, that's literally all I do on the channel. And we're gonna be going through every team in the NFL, so we'll eventually get to your favorite. But all right, let's get into this. Oh yeah, and I definitely should mention this. At least right now, it seems like Daniel Jones is gonna be the Colts starter heading into the year. I saw a comment saying that I should start Daniel Jones, and I will, but if he doesn't do well to start out this year, I will throw Anthony Richardson in. We'll check how Daniel Jones is doing at the midseason, how the whole team is doing. If either we have a horrible record or Daniel Jones is doing bad, then we'll switch it up. But either way, I think we're gonna draft a new QB. And I don't do this much for these rebuilds, but whatever quarterback we draft, I think I'm gonna make it a real prospect. That's gonna be in the 2026 draft, so that should be fun. But all right, let's get straight to the midseason and we'll see how we do. Okay, well, it looks like it's working out with Daniel Jones. We are 5-2 at the midseason. I mean, that could happen. I don't know about the Colts being 1 or the Texans being 1-6, but sure. I don't know. I feel like the Colts have a really good roster. Just obviously QB's been an issue. Daniel Jones has been fine. These would be good numbers for real life for Madden. Not amazing, but not horrible. Not bench worthy. Whoa, okay. Drake May, 4 touchdowns to 17. Why does he suck so bad in this game? This is like the worst I've ever seen a quarterback do. 4 to 17 touchdown interception ratio. Okay, so I was gonna see like where Jones ranked for passer rating, but apparently he's not close to the bottom. He's 16th, so he's like perfectly mid. That's fine. But I'm kind of curious, do we have anyone big to re-sign? Sometimes year one for franchise we don't. That's one of the main things I'm excited for Madden 26 is the contracts are finally gonna be updated. Maybe that's a weird thing to be excited about, but it bothers me that the contracts are wrong. I wish you could edit them outside of franchise. Oh, but we have a receiver breakout. I don't know which one this is gonna be. Could even be our tight end. It's Josh Downs. Okay. We'll go, I guess, medium goal. I wish it would tell me what they're supposed to hit. 150 plus receiving yards? I mean, maybe. I don't want to spoil anything, but I've had rebuilds where Josh Downs wins most offensive player of the years. I'm curious, how's he doing? Already 550 yards, 4 touchdowns, so we'll see. As I always do, if he hits it, I'll show it. If he doesn't, I just won't show it, and we'll get to the end of the year, so we'll see what happens. Okay, in true Colts fashion, we go 8-9 in year one. Go figure. It looks like we had one of the worst offenses in the league. 23rd for points per game, 26th for passing yards per game. What happened? Okay, Daniel Jones definitely not as good in the second half. 24 touchdowns to 17 picks. Looks like we're probably going to be drafting a QB if there are any good ones available. But Jonathan Taylor, as always, was great. Not a crazy amount of yards, but 4.6 per carry and 14 touchdowns. 1,100 yards for Downs, 9 touchdowns. Pittman was fine. I'm already thinking about changing the offensive playbook. I don't know. But Tyler Warren had a pretty good rookie year. Only 2 receiving touchdowns, but 600 yards. Not bad. But blocking. How many total sacks was that? I forgot to look. Only 31. I guess our interior was good, but our tackles were horrible, which makes sense when our tackles were an average of like 85 overall, but our interior was an average of like, I don't know, 78. I don't know what this averages out to. I think Bortolini was like a 71, and Matt, I still don't know how to say his name. I don't know why. Was like a 70, and they outperformed the 2 great tackles. That's fun. Love this game. But Carly's actually led the team in tackles with 105. TFL's 19 for Buckner led the team in sacks. Latu 9.5, 8.5 for Buckner, but that's about it. But for interceptions, this is another player who sometimes goes crazy in simulation. Jalen Carly's 5 picks, as I guess technically a rookie here, but 2 picks for Moore, Bynum, and Ward, and then 1 for a couple players. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Go figure. Tyler Lockett wins offensive Offensive Player of the Year. Okay. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Carly's at 10. I don't even think he's going to get Defensive Rookie of the Year, though. That's going to go to Peyton Wilson. But Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to an actual rookie, Pat Bryant. Thankfully beating out Cam Ward. That wouldn't be fun to deal with if he won that. But no Colts, and Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Peyton Wilson. Carly's at 2, Latu at 3. Are there any actual rookies up here? Mason Graham, Jahdae Barron, all towards the bottom, though. So I definitely think we are going to be getting a new QB, like I said. I'm really disappointed about our tackles. They should be good. Let me see. Where did Daniel Jones rank, at least for passer rating? 25th. Yeah, not great. So we will be getting a new QB. Oh, yeah, first, I never click these, but I accidentally clicked one of the, like, not preseason, but, like, week 1 storylines for Latu to get 8 sacks, and he did hit that. So I think he gets, like, 9,000 XP or whatever it said. Yeah, 9,000 XP. We'll take that. Is that an overall, or how much is it for an overall? It is. Okay, almost at another one. So he's up to an 84 after year 1/year 2. I guess year 2, technically, but also technically his rookie year in Madden, so I don't know. But all right, let's get into the offseason. Again, I'm already thinking about changing the playbooks, at least the offensive playbook, but we'll see. Maybe not yet. But all right, in free agency is usually light in year 1 in Madden, but this might be one of the worst I've ever seen. There is like nothing here that would help us. It's a bunch of old players or like guys that wouldn't start for us or just kind of weird players. The only player I was thinking about going for is Devin Bush because he would start, and he actually got star dev here. Actually, maybe he has star dev in Madden. I don't know, because I feel like I always see him with it, but I don't think we can get him because of the 49ers. So boring free agent class for year 1, but there's just nobody I want. I mean, you can tell with how many offers Devin Bush has. Did I call him Devin White? I don't know. Either way, let's see if we can sign him. No. Oh well. But all right, in the draft, this is kind of a tough one. I'm debating on not even taking a QB this year and just giving Anthony Richardson another chance. There are 2 first-round talent QBs, Dalton Montgomery and Brett Taylor, but they're supposed to go at 5 and 6, and I don't know if they're necessarily worth trading up for. From 14, there's a first to second round QB, but that would be a reach in the first. We still might have to do it. He's a scrambler. How fast is he? 4.43 elite speed. He's only the second fastest though. Who's faster? Mahoney? Not Mahoney. Why am I doing that? I can just go down here. I always forget I can do this. It was Brandon Stanley. Honestly, looks pretty good. I'm surprised he's a day 3 talent. Huh. Well, anyway, I'm not going to trade up for one of those QBs. If one's available, I'll take one, but they probably went pretty high. Actually, Brett Taylor is still available. I mean, that seems like a pretty easy decision to me. There is... Okay, those were both pretty good focus scouts. We might trade up for one of these safeties. Hilliard looks a little better, maybe. Well, I don't know. Roach is a little faster and stronger. We might trade up for Roach. Might trade up to 32 with the Ravens if he's still there. I almost simmed over this pick on accident, but let's take Taylor out of Memphis. Interesting. Hopefully he's better than Paxton Lynch. But all right, let's take him. Ranked 8, got him at 14. I thought he was going to be like 20, 21 or something, but ranked 8, got him at 14. Hidden dev, perfect. Couldn't be any better. Oh, I forgot. I always press stuff too quick. I pressed next pick. Roach went at 34. Damn it. I always do that. Oh well, I still saw a lot of good players, honestly. I think we're fine. Let's see. I focus scouted. Okay, I think the guard's gone too. And the linebacker's gone. Damn, that's unlucky. All right, well, we'll figure something out. Ooh, this guy looks good. Devin Payne. Ooh, he looks really good. Hold on. I feel like I've gotten worse at scouting linemen. I don't know why, but I mean, elite strength. How many A ratings? Possibly 5 A ratings. I guess maybe his pass block finesse isn't good, but his run block finesse is. So his pass block could just be a C. I would be fine with that. But then again, like, our interior O-line played really well, but we need something on the roster to upgrade. So we'll go Devin. Oh, it's Dane, not Payne. Devin Dane. Ranked 11, got him at 46. Honestly, I thought he would be even a little better, but I mean, that's still a great pick. Hidden dev, of course, sounds good. But all right, round 3, I'm still disappointed about that safety. This is where things start to get tricky. We might go with a linebacker. We probably should. Don't see any great run stopper outside linebackers though. Well, I take that back. I should have looked first. Crocker and Hurts. Crocker's a year older, but he does look a little better. Maybe. I think we'll take him. Both look similar. Ranked 46. We'll take that. Normal dev though. I mean, he's a run stopper. We had to expect that, but I'm still disappointed. But overall, top 10 talent, top 11 talent, and second round talent with our first 3 picks. We'll take that. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. I decided to make our quarterback Cade Klubnik. I guess apparently projected to be like the second quarterback taken in the 2026 draft. It's always so hard to predict that kind of stuff. There's going to be a random breakout or two. Random guys will underperform. Some guys won't declare. Just, it's hard to predict, but as of right now, that's who I'm going to make Cade Klubnik. Or that's who I'm going to make our quarterback. So we'll see how he does. Should be good. I mean, he's a 79 overall. This must have been a pretty good draft class. Devin Dane is a 78 overall. He's also very, very good. Basically a top 10 player, close to it. And then Crocker's fine. I wish I went with the other linebacker because maybe he would have had hidden, but oh well. And then I also took Seth Bain at center. Did he have hidden? I never checked. He does. Okay, cool. And then the CPU picked a running back, go figure. And I wanted to pick a DB, but after our first pick, I just didn't see any. I guess I didn't really look at corners round 2, but round 3, there were none. I wish we could have gotten Roach. I wish I remembered. But to be fair, if we did trade up for Roach, we wouldn't have been able to get Dane, so I guess that's fine. But all right, let's get into year 2, and we could be looking decent already. But all right, we are gonna be trading Anthony Richardson to the Rams for a 4th round pick. Knowing my luck, he'll probably win an MVP for them in this rebuild, we'll see. But yeah, they needed a backup QB. We just didn't need him anymore. He's not really gonna get another shot, so we'll send him there. He'll probably start next year for them, maybe? No, who am I kidding? They'll probably sign Mac Jones or something and start him over Richardson instead of giving him a chance. But yeah, no more Anthony Richardson. We'll see how he does with the Rams. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. Up to an 84 overall, already an 87 overall offense. This offense is amazing on paper. Now, will it actually play like it? I mean, it didn't last year. It wasn't good last year, but it should be good this year. If not, we're definitely going to change the playbook. But I don't know. I've seen the Colts in the Super Bowl in Madden like a decent amount of times, so they can't be that bad of playbooks, right? I don't know. But here's a look at the defense, not nearly as good as the offense, only an 81 overall. Carlisle went up to an star dev. Really, this team isn't too different from the Colts yet. I mean, that's what'll happen when you sign 0 free agents, but I do like how we developed. We got a new QB in here. We drafted really well, so I like how we're looking. Let's get to the midseason point. Can't wait to be randomly worse than last year. Okay, we are 5-2 at the midseason. I see something about Emmanuel Forbes. Is he starting for the Rams? I get distracted so easily, but that's wild. Yep, looks like he probably is. But yeah, we're 5-2, exactly the same as last year, coming off 2 21-17 wins against the Bengals and Patriots. Looks like Klubnik is doing well so far, though. Jonathan Taylor doing very well. Josh Downs doing very well. Our line isn't too bad, but this is about how it was last year, and we saw how that ended. Well, it was just our tackles doing bad, so hopefully they play better in the second half this year. I was trying to figure out why we're 20th for points per game on offense, but I don't really see why. We're good in terms of yards, and our defense is really good, so I don't know. But okay, free signings. Bernard Ryman needs a deal. Now, is he gonna be worth it? In real life, yes, obviously. In Madden, I don't know. I guess Braden Smith was worse, though. He allowed 13 sacks from right tackle. He's doing better this year, but we'll see if that holds. We have a decent amount of players to re-sign. Alec Pierce, Kwity Paye, of course, Braden Smith, Nick Cross, Daniel Jones. I don't know if I'm going to bring anyone back yet. I just want to see how these guys do. And Alec Pierce isn't super interested, and we do have A.D. Mitchell. Gotta remember that. He actually developed a lot last year for some reason. So I'm not going to re-sign anyone yet. We have other options at those positions, or those guys just haven't played well. But let's get to the end of the year, and we'll see how we end up doing. But okay, in year 2, we ended up doing a lot better. We already go 13-4. Looks like Cade Klubnik was a big part of that. Almost 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 11 picks as a rookie. He was amazing. Should be offensive rookie of the year. Also only sacked 24 times. That's nice. But Jonathan Taylor was a monster. He's like maybe the best performing running back in Madden. There's like him, Bijan, Josh Jacobs, and that's mostly it. Oh, Saquon. Sometimes he doesn't do as well as that group. There's Kenneth Walker too. He always does well. But yeah, I don't know why that's specifically the group of players that do well, but that's mostly who it is. But Downs, almost 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns. Pittman was all right. Warren was pretty good. And then again, thankfully the blocking was much better this year. Ryman, 8 sacks for a left tackle in Madden honestly isn't too bad. Braden Smith did super well. Unfortunately, he's not interested, so we might need a new right tackle. tackle. We'll see. I mean, we do have however you say his name. I don't remember. But Jalen Carlies, 131 tackles, led the team. 16 TFLs for Buckner, and sacks, 9.5 for him. Ooh, 6 for Stewart, but 2.5 each for Pay and Latu. Oh, I mean, somehow our defense was still good overall. Okay, this is why. 4 picks for Kenny Moore, 3 for Jones and Bynum, 2 for Carlies, whatever, and Ward, and then 1 for 4 different players. That might be the most picks I've ever had in a season in Madden. How many was that? Oh, it wasn't even the most. The Bears had 22. We had 18. A couple teams only had 6. How many sacks did we have, though? The 49ers only had 12. Isn't that a record low? We got 28. Okay, could be worse. Definitely could be better, but could be worse. But Dak wins MVP with Michael Penix at 2. Okay. Klubnik at 8 as a rookie, and Josh Downs takes Offensive Player of the Year. That's what I was saying. This offense really favors the slot receiver, apparently. Klubnik at 9. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Max Crosby. No Colts, shocking. Mason Smith up there, okay. But Offensive Rookie of the Year obviously goes to Cade Klubnik. It's kind of weird having him be the only actual rookie, but whatever. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, no Colts. How was our defense good? Those numbers, we had the 31st pass D, yet we still had a good defense. Our run D was that good, I guess. These are weird playbooks. But all right, we are going to be taking on our division rival, the Houston Texans, in the wild card. It looks like we are coming straight off a loss to them in week 18, 34-28. Pretty high scoring game-ish. Did they sweep us this year, or did we at least tie with them? It looks like we tied with them. We beat them by 14 the first time, so overall we outscored them this year. But all right, can we win our first playoff game of the rebuild and move past the Texans here? We can. We beat them pretty bad again, 35-17. What is that, an 18-point win? We'll take that. But now we're going to be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. It looks like they had a good rookie QB too. I think he was number 2 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe Pete Pearson, only star dev. He didn't really develop a whole lot. I saw before the year he was like a 72, but was a pretty good rookie. I didn't even notice they went 14-3. Damn, they had a really good defense, but not that great of an offense. So can we move on to the conference championship already in year 2? We can. We beat the Steelers 23-17. Man, this might be a good rebuild. But now we are going to be taking on the Chiefs in the conference championship. This is where our luck might come to an end, unfortunately. They are the higher overall team, they're the home team, and they had the better record, so can't really complain too much if we lose this one. We destroy the Chiefs 35-9, and we're already gonna be moving on to the Super Bowl. This might be the earliest we've ever made a Super Bowl in a realistic rebuild. I mean, maybe not, but going from missing the playoffs to Super Bowl this year, kind of crazy. But we are gonna be taking on the 9-8 Dallas Cowboys with MVP Dak Prescott. I was gonna say, how bad was their defense if they won MVP, but not bad. It was 8th for points per game. It allowed a lot of yards, but it doesn't matter if you're not allowing many points. Okay. But all right, we'll jump in and we'll watch it simulate. Can we already win the Colts a Super Bowl? Let's find out. But all right, here we go in Super Bowl, whatever this is. Where are we at? Is this the 49? Yeah, this is the 49ers stadium. Interesting. We never make the Super Bowl in year 2. This is a whole new experience, but let's just jump straight to the end of the game, and can we beat the Cowboys here? So far, scoreless through the first quarter. The Cowboys finally score. They score first, making it 10-0 in the second quarter. We do get a touchdown, though. We're driving, but we turn the ball over. We're down 17-14 in the fourth, but we take the lead 21-17. We need to score. We do get a field goal, and our defense holds. We win a Super Bowl in year 2 against the Cowboys with Dak. All right, this could be a good rebuild. I'm not changing the playbooks. This is what I was saying earlier. The stats didn't look crazy or anything, but like I said, I've seen the Colts in a lot of Super Bowls. So now I guess the goal is, let's see how many Super Bowls we can win over the next 3 years. But all right, straight back into the offseason for re-signings. I mean, we gotta bring some players back, obviously, whether they did super well or not. If we won the Super Bowl, we gotta bring guys back. Bernard Ryman was better this year for sure, and he is interested, so I'll up it a tiny bit just to make sure he actually takes it. 3 years, 75, that's fine. He does take it. I feel like he got extended in real life already, but his contract isn't in Madden. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. But Kwity Paye, 2.5 sacks, 4.5 last year. I will let him go. He is terrible in Madden. Braden Smith, I don't know. He's not interested. He is 30. He was horrible a couple years ago, was really good this year. I don't know what to do with him. You know what? We might tag him. If he doesn't take player-friendly 2 years, 54. Okay, I think we're gonna tag him. Alec Pierce, I think we're gonna let go. I'm sure Colts fans will be disappointed by that, but there are a lot of players we're gonna need to pay eventually. Nick Cross, if he was interested. Nah, we can still go very player-friendly. It's 5 years, but only 36 mil. He doesn't take it. All right, fine. I tried. But all right, the rest of these guys are just backups. Jelani, I might be the biggest Jelani Woods believer in the world if he could actually stay healthy. But all right, we're gonna lose a lot of depth. We'll need to replace some players, but let's get into free agency. And we have almost 100 mil in cap to work with after winning the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get a pass rusher. No. Okay. There are running backs. There's Braden Smith, of course. Oh, I forgot to tag him. What am I doing? I mean, might go to the Colts. There is Taylor Moton. He does pretty well in Madden sometimes. Not here, though. I mean, if we lose Braden Smith, I don't know that he would have done well this year anyways, so but I mean, it would be nice if we could get him back, I guess, possibly. But all right, let's see. I guess we'll just try to re-sign Nick Cross. I would only go 3 years, though. And then other than that, am I forgetting about any other needs? Like, there just isn't really a lot that's gonna help us here, unfortunately. Ooh, but it looks like Cade Klubnik went up to Superstar. Or no, I guess he just had it. I don't know. I'm recording this the next day, so maybe I mentioned that already. But Josh Downs went up to Superstar. I think Zaire Franklin gained Star. So we're looking pretty good. Kenny Moore hasn't regressed too much yet somehow. He's 31. I might need to mess with my regression sliders a little bit. I don't know if the corners should be staying this good into their 30s, but whatever. No, I guess they're getting passed up. So even though they're not going down in overall, they are getting passed up in rankings, so that's fine. Other guys are developing. But yeah, I guess our plan for the draft is a pass rusher, because there really isn't one that'll play well here. And then let's see if we can bring Braden Smith and Nick Cross back. We do get Nick Cross, no Braden Smith. I don't know how I feel about that. Just the consistency. Went from maybe the worst right tackle in the league to probably one of the best, but we don't know which version we would get, so whatever. That's why I wanted to tag him, but I've been forgetful in this rebuild for some reason. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 32, of course. I focus scouted some defensive ends. Thorpe is not amazing. Simpson's okay, first to second round talent. I made outside linebacker our focus position. We're not going to get Hooker with pick 32, but Douglas maybe could be available. I think at least Simpson should be available. Not going to be necessarily worth the pick, but we're desperate for an edge rusher. And then let's see, I focus scouted a safety. He looked pretty good, maybe not top 5 good, but probably first round talent. Never mind, top 5 good. Ooh, okay, that makes it kind of interesting. I figured he wouldn't be because he only has C pursuit, but maybe he's crazy athletic. Not really. Is this just not a great draft class? I mean, he looks good, not top 5 good though. But all right, anyways, that's kind of interesting. What should we do? I mean, we could try to trade up, but like we basically only have Leatu Latu on the roster, and we have Antonio Moultrie. I don't even know who that is. I know the name vaguely. But all right, let's get to pick 32. Oh, okay, well, we don't even get the chance to make the decision. There goes Peralta, one pick before us. So let's go with Bobby Simpson. Actually, is the outside linebacker still here? Sometimes, okay, no, he's not. Sometimes it's better to take an outside linebacker because they might go up once you move them to defensive end. But again, we don't really get the choice to make here. So we'll take Bobby Simpson. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not even a little better. He has A finesse, A pursuit, elite speed, good strength. Hopefully he has hidden. He might. Rank 34, got him at 32, does have hidden. Good pick. Great pick. If you take in how much we needed edge. I always need a good edge. But all right, round 2, I already don't know what to do. I did not see any good looking linemen. Maybe I just missed one, but like I was gonna focus scout one because we need a right tackle kinda, but just I don't know who to take. We could honestly go Grant Thorpe because we need a third edge. I mean, we should probably just sign one, but I mean, if we don't know what else to do, I don't really see why not. Earl Reddick looks pretty good at D tackle. Ooh, damn. I don't know. D tackles are always deceiving. I always say that. They're always better than they look, or worse than they look. I might go with one of these corners just to do it. There's some pretty good looking ones. Stephon Mayo, crazy name. Percy Barr looks pretty good, and Derek Patterson looks pretty good. He might look the best out of the group. He only has solid change of direction though. But I mean, A zone, C play rec, A man, A awareness. I don't know. He looks pretty good. But we could maybe even, could we get him round 3? Where's he supposed to go? No, at 90. I mean, if we trade up, I might do that. Let's really work on this defense. I'm gonna go Grant Thorpe, just because it's hard to draft edge rushers that are actually worth it. This is gonna be another slight reach. Gonna have normal, but I think he's worth it. Rank 67, got him at 64, does have normal, but I'm fine with that, and I almost forgot to trade up again. Let me whip out the good old draft value calculator. Let me see what pick we can get with our 3rd and 4th. Okay, let me get to the pick first. We're gonna make this trade whether the team wants to or not. We are gonna go to pick 90. Let me make sure he's still available, or at least one of the corners are still here. Now, do we really need corner? No, but they look good, so we're gonna try to get one. And we'll still have another 4th round pick. Okay, there goes Sellers. Was he one of the good ones? I already don't remember. Okay, now at pick 80 with the Cardinals. Okay, Barr and Patterson are still here. I think between those two, I do like Patterson a little more. So let's trade up with the Cardinals. This guy's probably gonna have normal, which I'm okay with. So we're given 96 and 108 for 80. They take it, of course. And let's go with Derek Patterson out of Arkansas. Looks pretty good. I don't know if he's gonna be great because he's not crazy athletic, but pretty good. Ranked 15, got him at 80. I'm gonna guess normal dev. Never mind, he has hidden. Oh, he's a zone corner. Okay. I guess mostly man corners have normal, so should I go for zone more? I don't know, but we'll take that. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was okay. We definitely filled our positions of need. Not always good to pick for need, but when it's this desperate, we kind of had to. But Bobby Simpson, he's good. 75 with hidden. The biggest part is he has hidden. If he didn't, I'd be a lot more worried, but I'm glad to see that. And then Grant Thorpe, no dev trait, but he's all right. Will be a fine 3rd. And then our best pick, Derek Patterson, 76 overall. Of course, hidden dev, which is rare for non-first round corners. Honestly, kind of rare for corners in general in Madden. And then Morgan Gandy was my last pick. He's a fine linebacker. He was the highest rated player that we had scouted left, so I just took him. And we kind of needed linebacker depth. But CPU picked 2 receivers and another pass rusher. Okay, sure. But all right, was this a good class? Because it didn't really look like it to me. No, it was not. Okay. There were a couple good players at the top. Peralta was an 81. I thought he would be like a 79, I'm not gonna lie, but he is really good. But no, this was not a good class. Were there any, hold on, were there any decent guards? There was Wayne who went at 25, and oh, Vaughn in the 4th. I completely missed him. He was good, but no insanely good ones. There were just some decent ones. Vaughn was good. I guess I missed him, but I wanted a lineman. Unfortunately, we didn't get one, but we still should be fine, I hope. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 3. Yeah, year 3. We're up to an 85 overall, 89 offense, only an 81 defense, but we're looking good. For some reason, instead of, you know, something like a position battle at center where the overalls are close, or even like edge between Simpson and Thorpe, or even corner Jones and Patterson, we had a position battle at tight end where Warren is like 10 overall higher than Brevin Jordan. I don't understand this game, but this should be a good offense. We have some new players starting. A.D. Mitchell, Matt Goncalves, there are very few names in the NFL I don't know how to pronounce at all. That is one of them. But hopefully he'll do well. We're going to give him another starting shot, back out at tackle, and hopefully this defense can be as good as it was last year, because it's not that good on paper. Hopefully it overperforms again. But all right, y'all know the team by this point. We are due for a down year, unfortunately. I mean, I guess it is only year 3. Usually happens in year 3 or 4. But let's get to the mid-season point and we will see what happens. Okay, yep, looks like that was a good call. We are 2-4 at the mid-season. All right, what's happening? We're coming off a 31-7 loss to the Browns. We're 21st for offense, 30th for defense. What's going wrong? Who's getting benched? Cade Klubnik isn't off to a great start. Jonathan Taylor's doing well as always. Okay, Tanner Bortolini not doing well. Other than him, the line's good though. Looks like it is just mostly our defense. Latu has 1 sack. Simpson has 2. Okay. I mean, I don't want to change the playbooks because we just won the Super Bowl, but I feel like we're gonna have a couple years like this between this and the next 2 seasons where we just underperform in the regular season. I feel like these are postseason playbooks. We do well in the playoffs. I see the Colts do well in the playoffs, but in the regular season, I don't know. They scare me a little bit. But all right, who are we gonna have to re-sign? We have 225 mil. Are we gonna have to re-sign everybody? Josh Downs, Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, Travarius Ward, Michael Pittman, DeForest Buckner, Jalen Jones, Cam Bynum, Kenny Moore, Grover Stewart. I mean, yeah, pretty much everyone. Well, let's get this started. Josh Downs will go 6 years, 176. He takes it. Okay, good. One of the best performing players players in Madden, and speaking of best performing players, Jonathan Taylor, he resigns. Quentin Nelson isn't interested, but he isn't crazy expensive, even with very player friendly. Not cheap, but could be worse. Does resign. Charvarius Ward, I mean, I'll do another 1 year if he's not regressing yet, or not regressing too bad, but Michael Pittman Jr. isn't interested. We just don't really use him. Like, obviously gets used more in real life, but here I don't know if he's worth it. I would go player friendly, but our cap is gonna catch up with us eventually. I'll go 4 years 70. Doesn't take it. I mean, we could tag him if I actually remember. DeForest Buckner also could tag him. I would go 2 years 69 though. Oh, he takes it. Okay. I don't know if I've ever had a player with no interest take just player friendly. That's wild. But Cam Bynum, we'll try that again. 4 years 35. Doesn't take it. Kenny Moore, I'll go another 1 year, 9 mil. He takes it. And then let's see. Is that it for now? I think that's it for now. Or no, Grover Stewart. I'll go 1 year 13. That's fine. We still have 67 mil after all that. But all right, we got most of our good players back. Still hoping we can do better this year. If we end this year bad on either side of the ball, and we're bad at the midseason next year, I'm gonna change the playbooks. So we'll see. Not to mention playbooks a billion times, but they're like the main thing that matters in simulation for some reason. But all right, the year after winning the Super Bowl, we go 6-11. All right, I think I'm going to make an executive decision. Our defense wasn't even crazy. To be fair, it's not great on paper, but I don't know that that really matters. It wasn't even crazy when we won the Super Bowl. Y'all already know what I'm going to go with. Let's go Bills defense. Most of the time it's good. Sometimes it's not. It's not like it's broken or anything. Yeah, our defense isn't great on paper, but it should be a little better. Let's see what happened this year. Cade Klubnik, 3,900 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks, got sacked 52 times. All right, that's an issue. Jonathan Taylor was good. Josh Downs, almost like 1,350 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 yards away for Pittman from 1,000, but blocking. Okay. Both tackles and center were all terrible. Honestly, Quentin Nelson wasn't great either. Definitely gonna get a new right tackle and hope these two play well next year because they're good overalls. But all right, Carlisle's 135 tackles, TFL's 17 for Buckner, led the team in sacks. Latu actually ended up getting 9. Okay. 7.5 for Buckner, only 5 for Simpson as a rookie. I was hoping for Defensive Rookie of the Year for him, but I kind of doubt it with that stat line. I mean, he got 13 tackles for loss, but we'll see. I don't know if that's going to be enough. That sounds like a number 2 type of season. I'm going to be disappointed if it is, but 4 picks for Ward, 2 for Moore, and then 1 for 4 players. But all right, let's check out awards. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Mac Jones on the Rams at 3. Wait, did I not call that? Did they even have Mac Jones at that point? They signed Mac Jones instead of going with Anthony Richardson. I mean, at least Mac Jones is working out pretty well, so we can't really fault him, but I called that, of course. I wanted to see Anthony Richardson get a shot, but apparently not. I know this game too well. But Pat Bryant wins Offensive Player of the Year now. That's a new one. Downs all the way down at 7. Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year. No Colts, obviously. Offensive Rookie of the Year, would we have anyone? Collins at 9. I think that's a receiver. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to guess 2, but maybe we win it 3. Goes to Earl Riddick for the Bills. Simpson at 3. Gandy at 4. Unlucky season after winning the Super Bowl. But let's have a bad short-term memory. Let's forget this year ever happened. Let's get into the offseason once again, and let's hope this new defensive playbook helps us out. But for the rest of our re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Latu. He's been pretty good despite a horrible pass rush around him. Well, he's been good 2 out of the 3 years. I kind of forgot about last year. But Michael Pittman, again, we just don't really use him a whole lot. I guess this year was his best of this rebuild so far. I'll go player-friendly, but I don't want to go very player-friendly. He doesn't take it. Jalen Jones is a backup now. Good backup, but a backup. Cam Bynum isn't interested. I'll go player-friendly, but if these guys aren't interested, I don't want to overpay too much. Let's see, we found a superstar dev, undrafted kicker. He doesn't re-sign. Okay, whatever. Sanchez will re-sign, I guess, but how much is the tag? Okay, 41 mil for Michael Pittman. I should have figured. For Bynum, it's 18. I don't know if either are quite worth that. The Bynum one is closer. He's been pretty good. We'll tag Bynum. That's fine. But all right, let's get into free agency. We'll try to get Michael Pittman back, but let's see who's available. Okay, wishing I didn't tag Cam Bynum. Kyle Hamilton is here, as always, and Brian Branch. They're always here together. Okay, well, I don't know if we can get Kyle Hamilton, but because Kyle Hamilton has so much attention, kind of leaves Brian Branch wide open. We're the only team going for him. Ooh, Tyler Linderbaum is here. We do need a right tackle. Luke Gadecki doesn't do well in Madden. Madden. There's Tyler Smith. It'd be weird to kick him out to right tackle, but might work. We can get the lead for him. This really could backfire, but we'll try it. And Michael Pittman only has one offer in free agency, despite being the best receiver pretty easily. The Seahawks want him. Should we just go for like Rashad Bateman? Because I don't know if we're going to be able to get Pittman back. We'll see. We'll go for Brian Branch, Tyler Smith, and Michael Pittman. Hopefully we get them. We don't get Brian Branch. We do get Tyler Smith. We don't get Michael Pittman. I needed Brian Branch to sign then. I even upped the contract a little bit because I don't think he's going to sign now. I'll go very player friendly because why not? I think we'll just draft a receiver because I don't know what else to draft. I mean, yeah, what else do we even need? I guess like defensive tackle soon. So can we get Brian Branch? I don't know if we will, but we got to try. We do get him. Okay, cool. So only 2 players, but 2 pretty good players. We still have 40 mil in cap after signing Brian Branch and Tyler Smith. Kind of wild. But all right, let's get to the draft. Gonna look for a good receiver. Hopefully there is one. If not, it's not the end of the world because we really only use 2 receivers for the most part, but we'll see. God, Zaire Franklin is starting to regress pretty bad, down to a 74. It would save 9 mil to cut him, but we don't need cap, so we'll just keep him. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 7. There's some good receivers. None of these guys are top 5 talents, though. I thought for sure Rayford would be. Oh, I guess his catch in traffic isn't that good. Who's the best out of this group? I still might think Rayford. He has elite agility, good change direction, great acceleration. I don't know. They all look pretty similar. McNeil looks really good, but he's not as good of a route runner. Let's just see who's available at 7. Hopefully one of them, but receivers do kind of go early in Madden, so we'll see. Did all of them go? No, there still should be 1. Okay. Or 2, actually. Okay, Rayford and Blakely. I think Rayford's a little better. He has better catching. He's a year younger. Slightly worse catch in traffic, but better spec catch, better deep route. Not as good of acceleration, but much better agility and stronger. Yeah, he definitely looks better. Let's go Mike Rayford. Possibly normal dev because he is a playmaker receiver, but he is a projected top 10 pick, so maybe not. Rank 10, does have hidden. Okay, good. We'll take that. But all right, round 2. Now I really don't know what to do. Is there a good lineman? I don't really see a crazy good looking one. Ooh, Matt Thompson actually looks pretty good. I wish he had slightly better awareness, but what's his strength? Great. Ooh, this guy looks pretty good. I wish I knew what his power was, though. Might take him round 3. You know what? I might just take him here because I don't know what to do. Might not be good because we don't have him scouted, but we'll take a chance. Okay, ranked 70, not a great pick, but I'm fine with getting more O-line depth. Oh, and there's a 1st to 2nd round talent pass rusher still available. Gonna have normal dev, but sure. Ranked 29, got him at 71. Every time I say someone's gonna have normal, they don't. Well, not every time, but a lot of the time. It's weird. Even with positions like a power rushing 2nd round talent defensive end, where like 90% of them have normal. If I say they'll have normal, they won't, like half the time. It's weird. The game just loves to prove me wrong. I don't know. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Mike Rayford, 79 overall. He's pretty good. Thompson's whatever, and Pickens is fine. At least he has star dev, or well, probably star. But the CPU actually made some decent picks. Abdul McKnight, 74 overall. Tight end, Sergio Gary, decent running back. Does he have hidden? Of course not. And then the CPU picked another tight end. Bernie Newton, a blocking tight end, so probably has X Factor or something for some reason. I don't know why the CPU always doubles up on positions. Kind of weird. Oh, but this might be the most 80 plus overalls I've ever seen for just using strong draft classes. 9 of them? That's wild. There was an 82 overall QB that went in the 2nd round. Why? I guess just every team has a QB by this point. I don't know. But all right, let's get into year 4. Should be looking good. Hopefully we do better than last year. But okay, here's how we're looking. We're an 88 overall. Our defense, I swear, said 88 for a little bit. And we were like an 89 or 90 overall team. I don't know, something like that. But we're looking better. We're a 92 overall offense at the start of the year. 85 defense, the best we've had yet. But we probably need this offense to carry. Hopefully the defense can do better now that we have a new playbook, but I still don't think it'll be great. I think our pass rush will be a lot better, at least, but hopefully our secondary can cause turnovers. That's usually the issue with the Bills playbook, so we'll see. But this offense should be one of the best in the league. I hope we don't allow 52 sacks again this year, but you never know. It is Madden. I mean, this is a great offensive line. I don't know if it'll play like it, though. But all right, let's get to the midseason point of year 4. I hope we do better than last year. I hope we got our disappointing year out of the way. But okay, we are 5-2 2 at the mid-season. We are doing okay. Much better than last year, thankfully. I saw a lot of winless teams. Or no, I guess only a couple. I thought I said the Cowboys were 0-6 for some reason, but Cardinals and Bucks, that's tough. Ooh, what's also tough is Klubnik has already been sacked 17 times. Bernhard Raimann sucks. I don't know why. He's just bad. These last 2 years have been horrible. He was fine by Madden standards the first couple years, but since then has been awful. I still kept interior O-line as our focus position because I didn't trust the O-line, and I'm glad I did. But who do we bench him for? I wish overall meant something. I wish good overall players actually played well. Let's see. I guess, no, Bane's only 6'1". Good lord. Maybe Thompson? Rookie left tackle. That's never gone bad before. I mean, it goes better in real life than in Madden, usually. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Jalen Carlies, Charvarius Ward, Cam Bynum, Tanner Bortolini, A.D. Mitchell, Kenny Moore, some older players mixed in there. Grover Stewart, he's going to be 34. All right, Carlies, he always develops so well in Madden. Let's go 6 years, 136. He takes it. Ward, 1 year, 8. He takes it, okay. But Bynum, he's still not interested. We don't have a disgusting amount of cap space anymore. We're going to have to pay Klubnik, so we got to be careful. God, I forgot how bad Bortolini was last year. He's been good every other year. A.D. Mitchell's cheap. We'll re-sign him. I've heard he's been bad in camp for the Colts, but we'll see. Maybe he works out, maybe he doesn't, but he's worked out decently well here. And then I think for the rest of the guys, we'll just wait, including Kenny Moore, because he's going to be 33. But all right, let's get to the end of the season, and we'll see how we do. But all right, here we are at the end of year 4, and super quick, before I show how we did, if you haven't already, again, be sure to leave a like on the video, be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps out the channel. I would appreciate it. And again, let me know down in the comments what AFC division I should do next. The only one we've done is the AFC South so far, so let me know a different one. And whichever one has the most comments, I'll do. Y'all know the deal. But at the end of year 4, we're back up to a 90 overall, 93 offense, 87 defense, and in year 4, we ended up going 11-6, and we made the playoffs. We should have been better, but we'll take it. Like the Titans here, they're only an 85, but they went 12-5. All right, what happened? Was anyone, I'm guessing someone underperformed if we weren't a little bit better, but Klubnik wasn't him. He was very good. Only sacked 32 times. We'll take that, honestly. But Jonathan Taylor was solid. Might be regressing, or at least starting to. I mean, he is going to be 29. That's old for a running back, especially one that's had injuries like him. But Downs, 1,100 yards and 17 touchdowns. 1,000 yards for Rayford as a rookie. Could win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see. Mitchell and Warren both had 800 yards. We had good receiving numbers. But blocking, okay, Matt Thompson wasn't great at left tackle, but he was slightly better than Raimann, technically. They allowed the same amount of sacks, but Thompson played more snaps, so I guess he was better. But Carlies, 105 tackles. TFL's 13 for Buckner, led the team in sacks. 16.5 for Latu, 10.5 for Simpson, 6.5 for Buckner, 4.5 for Pickens as a rookie. He was fine, I guess. And finally, picks, 4 for Carlies, 3 for Bynum, 2 for Ward, Moore, Patterson, and Branch. That's like the most picks I've ever seen with the Bills defensive playbook. We weren't dead last. We were tied for second. We'll take that. But Josh Allen wins MVP, better than Mahomes for like the millionth time. Actually, I don't remember if he's won that many here. But Klubnik at 10, we'll take that. I don't know what's gotten into Pat Bryant here, but Downs at 9 for Offensive Player of the Year, Taylor at 10, Defensive Player of the Year, Latu at 4. I think this is the first time we've had a player up here, which is kind of sad, but not that surprising. But Rayford does take Offensive Rookie of the Year. I almost missed Gary at number 9, huge. And then Pickens at 7 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. It looks like it went to a Titans player, unfortunately. But all right, we are going to be taking on the Titans in the wild card, our division rival. Definitely looks like they overperformed. They do have they have Ashton Genty on a cheap contract. Did he get traded? Did the Raiders replace him? I guess with James Cook. Okay, I can get, yeah, James Cook isn't very good in Madden. That was an interesting move from the Raiders there, but sure. I'm glad I looked at this team. That's something. But all right, let's see if we can beat the Titans here in the wild card. Again, we already got a Super Bowl, so anything else is just an added bonus. Oh, the other thing is, I almost forgot. Where do we rank for overall? Because that's our other goal. Do we have the highest overall team? We might. No, the Chiefs have a 91, of course. I had some hope because there are a lot of like 84, 85s, like not crazy good teams. But of course, the Chiefs still have a 91. But all right, enough enough yapping, enough stalling. Can we beat the Titans here and move on to the divisional? I don't have a lot of hope, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, we smoke them. 43-22 over the Titans. We'll take that. But now we're gonna be taking on the Broncos with maybe the best player of all time, Pat Bryant, apparently. He's only a 92, I'm surprised, or a 89 with morale, up to a 92. He's been insane these last 2 years for some reason. Didn't quite expect that one, but you never know in Madden. But all right, battle of the two horse teams here. Can we move on to the conference championship for the second time? I think second time. Let's find out. We can. We beat the Broncos 31-21. Looks like the Lions beat the Vikings 49-3, but we are going to be taking on the big bad wolf here, the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know why I'm looking at rosters so much in this rebuild. I have been lately. I don't know why, but I'm just curious. They have Michael Pratt as their QB2. Did he like start for a year? He developed. No? Why did he develop so much? I don't know. But yeah, clearly this isn't going to be an easy game. If we lose, we can't complain too much because they do have the higher overall team. But every time I say that, we get absolutely blown out. So you know what? I will complain if we lose. Can we move on to our second Super Bowl? Let's see. Okay, well, I don't see that we won, so that's not a good sign. We lost to the Chiefs by 3. Also, we were the 7 seed at 11-6. The hell? Was the NFC super weak? I don't know. This game, the simulation's so weird. There were 2 1-16 teams. Lions went 16-1. Okay, sure. But all right, let's get into the final year. Gonna be a Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl, and the Chiefs destroy them. Okay, fun. Oh wait, that was the same as last year. I didn't even notice. But all right, final re-signing period. We'll pick up the 5th year for Cade Klubnik. Thankfully, that's not gonna matter because it is 75 mil. Cam Bynum is regressing, but he's played really well. We gotta bring him back. He's had 7 picks in the last 3 years. We'll go very player-friendly. That's fine. He takes it. Tanner Bortolini has had 1 horrible year, but the rest have been great, so we'll pay him. This could backfire. And then everyone else, Kenny Moore, you know what? We might as well keep him around for the final year if he stuck around this long. But everyone else is just depth, it looks like. Gonna be losing Zaire Franklin and Grover Stewart, but they are very old at this point. This kicker hates us. He's rejected me I don't even know how many times, just like real life. But all right, let me restructure all of our deals. We'll see how much money we end up with, and hopefully there's some good free agents, because we should have a decent amount of money. And we are also gonna trade Bernard Ryman. He has played like garbage. We're gonna get a 2nd round pick for him because he's the 4th ranked left tackle. He's a very good overall, so we're gonna get value for him. He can go underperform for the Browns. He's a good overall, so whatever. Again, I'm getting full value. But all right, in free agency, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of underwhelmed. Usually year 5 free agency is really good, or I guess heading into year 5, it's like fine, I guess. I mean, we need a left tackle clearly, but there just is not one. Yeah, Broderick Jones, that sounds like a good idea. Brian O'Neill's here, Luke Gadecki's still here, Braden Smith, I don't know. Well, let's see, I at least want Edgerrin Cooper. Can we get him? Maybe. What if we go very player friendly and even a little bit? Okay, we do get the lead. Is there anything else we like desperately need though, or are we just gonna make like luxury signings? I should sign like at least 1 more lineman just out of fear, and I guess a defensive tackle, but Pickens wasn't bad as a rotational defensive tackle. We might as well sign another one though, because again, what else are we gonna do with this money? And maybe a corner? Renardo Green, I feel like he plays pretty well. God, I'm worried about our left tackle situation. Do we try Walker Little? Yeah, I think we do. He plays pretty well sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't, but we'll steal a division rival, I guess. So we are gonna go for Edgerrin Cooper, Renardo Green, Alfred Collins, and Walker Little. We might not get any of these 4, just because Madden likes to not give me free agents, even when we have the top offer, but it would be huge if we could get all 4 of these guys. So let's see. All 4 sign, and we do get all 4 of them. Edgerrin Cooper, Renardo Green, Alfred Collins, Walker Little. We should be looking good now. But all right, in the draft, we pick at number 29, of course, a disappointing pick to have. Again, at least we've won a Super Bowl, but let's see if we can win one, a 2nd one in this final year. I focus scouted a couple linemen. Okay, they're pretty good. Bassey's good. I don't know if he's going to be available at 29, but I don't know if we really need to trade up for him. And then Bolden. We don't really need more linemen, but I just was like, what's the best chance we have of finding a top 5 talent? I didn't really see one at safety. Leach didn't look crazy good, and he's supposed to go before we pick. I guess Casey's maybe pretty good. We'll see. We just don't really need much, so we'll just take the best player we can find. So at pick 29, I see Bassey went at 26, but that's fine. I don't know who we're gonna take though, because we don't have any 1st round talent scouted. I focus scouted a receiver. Is he decent? Day 3. Okay, not great. To be fair, I didn't think he was, but you never know. Dog, I might just go with a safety. They're like decent defensive linemen, but not great. This doesn't look like that good of a draft class. Maybe there were good players at one position, but like for the ones we need, there isn't any. All right, who's better, Casey or Swinton? Looks like Casey's more athletic. All right, fine. He's okay looking. Ranked 40. He's not even as good as I expected. I thought he would be like 20. Unlucky. But all right, last pick of the rebuild. I do see a center with elite strength. Did that say you ran a 4.87 with elite strength? All right, ranked 42. That's it. I mean, he's good. Might be the best athlete of all time. Whoa, too good of an athlete in Madden? Whoa, no way. Never heard of that before. And all right, let's just go with a D lineman. I don't know. He looks fine. This wasn't the best draft ever. Oh, yes, hidden. Okay. Am I insane, or was this a horrible draft class? I mean, it must not have been too bad because these guys weren't ranked very high. But like, who was good? Whoa, okay. Well, we didn't really get a chance to pick him. Dwayne Hodge, 88 overall running back to the Texans. Every once in a while, every like month or two, I see an insane overall running back. I mean, yeah, it was like all running backs, corner, tight end, running back, QB, like nothing we needed. I guess, oh, he went at 2 though. Oh, there was a good defensive tackle. I didn't even look at defensive tackles. Stephen Pruitt. That's like the best non-top 5 pick defensive tackle I've ever seen. Normally they're horrible past the first. Not horrible, but never that good. I don't know. I'm just yapping. It was an okay draft class. We did our best. I tried. But let's get into the final year, and let's see if we can win our second Super Bowl of the rebuild. I hope so. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final year. We're up to an 89 overall. I'm surprised we dropped from the end of last year with how many free agents we signed, but whatever. I guess probably because we traded a 90 overall tackle away, or 89. But we'll see. Walker Little should play better or about the same. I say that and he's going to allow 25 sacks, but hopefully not. This might be one of the most deep O-lines I've ever had. I guess I always build them deep. Pause, I guess. I don't know. We have like a whole O-line of centers. I signed Jared Wilson. I never showed that. Bain was a center. Bordellini's a center. Thompson was a center. Plummer was a center. Actually, I don't know about Thompson. Might have been, though. We only have like one actual tackle on the roster, and he's played guard before for the Jags. We'll see how this goes. Oh, yeah, and I didn't even mention, but Rayford got superstar dev. We'll take that. Up to an 85. And then the defense is looking... is this the highest overall our defense has been? I think so. Maybe. We still have a lot of original Colts here, or at least more than I expected. So that's good, I guess. But I hope this defense plays well. Even last year, it was only like 11th for points per game allowed. It wasn't great, but all right. I'm excited to see how this team does. I'll get to the midseason just to make sure everything's going good, but let's get to the end of the year and we'll see how we do. Okay, at the end of year 5, we end up going 13-4. We'll take that. I don't think we actually got up to the highest overall team at any point in this rebuild, unfortunately. We're back up to a 90, but not a 91. I'm gonna guess the Chiefs are still a 91. They are, unfortunately. I also saw the Lions are a 90, so we're tied for second. Just the Chiefs are always hard to beat. We usually beat everyone else, but the Chiefs always have a better roster, or at least a lot of the time. But all right, let's go over our season stats for the final year. I see a lot of 9-8 teams in the playoffs, go figure. But Cade Klubnik with probably his best year so far, 4,400 yards, 44 touchdowns, only 6 picks, sacked 35 times this year, a few more. But Jonathan Taylor, still good, we'll take that. Josh Downs, almost 1,400 yards, 19 touchdowns. Tyler Warren was our number 2 receiver. Kind of a disappointing year for Rayford, but still fine. But for blocking, Tyler Smith wasn't great. Walker Little did about as well as I expected, which is better than Ryman did. Honestly, Dane wasn't that good either. Probably benched Tyler Smith for the playoffs, but Cooper, 122 tackles, 17 TFLs for Simpson led the team, and sacks, 18 for Latu. Also, I'm surprised he didn't get superstar last year. It's so weird that players will automatically get superstar if they hit 15 TFLs, but not sacks. I don't know, that's just really weird to me. But 13 sacks for Simpson, 9.5 for Buckner, 4.5 for Collins, and picks, 3 for Bynum and Green. Cam Bynum has been so good in this rebuild. I don't know how he hasn't gotten superstar, but 2 for Ward and Cooper, and then 1 for a couple players. But MVP Klubnik at 2 to Patrick Mahomes. Damn it. He also beats out Josh Downs for Offensive Player of the Year. Klubnik at 3. Latu gets 2 for Defensive Player of the Year to Peyton Wilson. If that was a Chiefs player, I would have been pissed. But Bobby Simpson at 4. Nobody for Offensive Rookie of the Year, nobody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think any rookies saw the field at all. Maybe a few snaps, but one might now, because like I said, we're going to bench Tyler Smith. I don't know what happened to him. You know what I might do? This might be kind of weird. What if I just put Jared Wilson at right guard? But I was thinking, what if I put like, I don't know, Carl Plummer at right tackle, and then Tyler Smith at right guard, moving back to a more natural position for him. Kind of risky to change 2 positions on the O-line, but neither of them were good anyway, so I don't know. But all right, this could be our final game of the rebuild. Hopefully not. Gonna be taking on the Chargers. Looks like they've kept their team together pretty well. They have Tuli Tuipulotu as X Factor now. They also have Jonathan Grenard, Byron Murphy was X Factor now. Interesting team. But all right, can we beat the Chargers in the wild card? We better. Okay, we do. 30-24. I was a little bit worried about that one. 1-score game, but we do get it done. And now we are going to be taking on the Buffalo Bills in the divisional. This is a scary team to play. They had one of the best defenses in the league, which makes sense because, again, their defensive playbook is great. Our defense still wasn't good, though. We were 25th or 23rd for passing yards, 16th for points. Our run D was good. Is there anyone we can bench there? I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy with the benches, but like, if they didn't play well, why not? Brian Branch wasn't that good. 1 pick, 1 pass deflection. I mean, I'm not going to bench him, but he deserves it. I don't know. We'll just leave it. But all right, can we beat the Bills and move on to the conference championship? No. But hey, at least we won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. We'll take that.